Okay, here's another video, an update to my rocket stove batch load 6-inch flue system. As you can see, I removed the brick. It was taking up a lot of room, and we only have 700 square foot, and it was a lot of mass. And my ultimate goal is to use our slab as our heat mass. I know this is going to radiate heat too, but I don't need to capture, and I don't need a big thermal mass in the middle of the floor, which would be nice too, but where I said it's a small place and we're sitting on the slab, and I do have in-floor heat, or I have the pipes for it and whatnot. I just don't have it set up. So that's my goal, or my plan, is to run the rocket stove to heat the water to heat the slab, and the slab becomes my thermal mass. And it was taking up a lot of room, and sometimes I just would like to build a small fire, and with a small fire, with such a big firebox, I found it wasn't radiating a lot of heat. With a small fire, you have to get a hot fire, and then it becomes, and then you can really feel the heat radiating. There's a lot of heat that does come off this box, which I do intend to insulate this box to make it even hotter for a better internal combustion. But now I'm getting, with the barrel on here, and I'm getting all this radiated heat because it's not, I have it radiating all the way around. I get much more radiated heat out of what I'm burning. And that's another goal, is just to try to cut down on the amount of wood that I am using. We don't use a lot of wood as it was, but I just like to get consume less wood. So yesterday I took this all apart and cut a hole in the barrel here to make it fit over my heat riser. And then I cut another hole on this side and laid in a piece of ceramic flue liner. And just laid it there temporary until I get this figured out. It's all experimental anyway, and just having fun with it. I enjoy mucking around with it, so that's how you learn. Very quickly, I did also sealed up my. This is sitting actually right on the slab. Probably some would think that's a big no-no. But I found it easiest just to sit it on the slab. I've got pretty thick concrete here. It's 6 to 8 inches, maybe even 8 inches here in the center of the circle. 8 inches thick of slab. So I think I'm pretty safe. It does get warm, pretty warm. But anyway, I just used some clay that I dug out of my yard when I was digging holes for fence posts, and I just quickly used the clay and dirt, mud, whatever you like to call it, and sealed around my joints. And I did a fast job, but you know what? It's working. I do have some cracks, but it's not leaking. So, but I will go over it again. So let's see. Let's walk back around here. Another reason I changed it is because my heat riser was a bit tall, and it's okay if you're just going to do like I had intended, was to put a pizza oven on top of my heat riser, but we'd like to do a lot of stovetop cooking too, you know, when you heat water, and like to fry some onions or mushrooms or whatever, and so cutting it down, and I think it's around 36 inch. Now it's a lot easier to come up to it, walk up to it, and you know, cook on it, put a pan on it, or heat water, or whatever. And so now my next thing is, okay, now how do I put the oven? Because as I shared in my previous video, I'd like to get as much out of my fire as possible. I'd like to cook, heat my water, and also be able to bake on the least amount of wood. Well, how do you do that? And I don't know, there's probably guys out there trying to do this, and I've searched a lot of videos, searched a lot of pages, but I haven't found really anybody that really did it successful with a rocket stove setup or even a batch load. So if you know somebody, hey, send me their info. I'd be happy to check it out. I'm still trying to do it. I'm not saying I'm successful at it, but I'm hoping to get there. I may or may not put in another barrel to act as a mass instead of doing a bench, just to help retrieve some of that. And in that, I may put my water coil. I may put my oven on top of that second barrel, or I may attach it to this existing heat riser. I'm just not sure. I mean, there's so many variables. And I apologize, I can't tell you the temps because I never did get a thermometer yet, but one day I will. But anyway, as it is, I'm happy with it. I figure with taking the brick out and letting this radiate, the barrel radiate, I'm probably cut my wood in half again. So as opposed to my traditional box stove, I said this setup reduced about half my burning. And putting in the barrel, I've probably reduced it to half again. So I'm looking at about a quarter the amount of wood. So what one cord would have done me in my traditional stove, a quarter of that, 1/4 a cord, this here will do the same, this setup. And this is without really a thermal mass. So this does stay hot for several hours after. But anyway, I'll be doing some more testing with it. I just did this. I just lit it up last night, so I just would like to share that with you. And if you have comments, I'd like to hear them. And if you have ideas, that'd be great to hear that too. But I'm quite happy with it so far. But anyway, I'll keep you updated, and please check back because I'm going to be adding more videos and more similar videos of trying to get more independent or off-grid and more energy efficient and self-sufficient or reliant. All right, take care.